Hi everybody, I can't find my tripod for my phone, so I'm going to do this one-handed. But I'm going to try to show you how I've been keeping my duck pen and duck coop clean with this sand scoop that I use for trying to find shells and stuff at the beach. And I basically use super fine pine shavings and this scoop, and I treat it kind of like a cat litter box. And this is probably 2 days since I've cleaned it. It's kind of hard to do one-handed and hold the phone and try to make a good video. But I just go through and scoop the whole thing, just like this, and shake it, get all the not dirty parts out. And if I have time, I do it every morning just because it doesn't take very long. But I've been working, so this has been 2 days. So I'll just go through and clean and add more shavings as needed. And I actually also am adding some herbs. I don't know if you guys have heard of I believe it's called the Pampered Chicken brand. They sell herbs to put in your coops for chickens and ducks and everything. But they were really expensive. So what I did is I looked at all the herbs and the percentages, and I just bought them in bulk from the Monterey Herb Company and made my own. And I have it in a Tupperware, and it smells really nice, and it does seem to keep the flies out. So I also have a cat litter scoop that's similar. It's like this wire grid design that I got from Chewy that works good, but it's too short. My handle's too short for this. So I bought this off Amazon. I don't remember how much it was, but it wasn't that much. It seems pretty well built, and I really like it. I can put the link in the description, but it doesn't take very long. It's a lot quicker when I'm not holding the phone, to just go through and clean and shake out the clean shavings. And I just like how clean it keeps everything. And I've been doing this with the chicken coop as well, probably twice a week. And it just seems to not waste very much and keep it really clean. And once I get done with this, I'm going to show you what I do for the outside, because this is the duck pen here. It's not very big. I think it's 13 by maybe 5 or 6 feet. It wasn't built for them. It was just built for chickens in the past, and I decided to get ducks. And they're pretty big. So there they are, being ducks. So I'll show you how I keep the outside. I cleaned everything up, and that ends up with a big pile of sifted shavings here. So then I just push them back out, because I try to keep the shavings away from the door, just because it makes it hard to close the door. Sometimes they move them back. But I might add a little bit of shavings. They still have a pretty good amount in there. And then all the little flecks, the little darker flecks, are all those herbs that I sprinkle in to try to make it smell nice and keep the bugs away and stuff like that. So I'll probably add a little bit of shavings and add some more herbs to it. So I'll be able to see. This is my big tote. I don't know how big it is. It's a 10-gallon tote that I bought my own bulk herbs and mixed them in. I can show what I did. I just wrote down the percentages and roughly ordered that amount. So I'm just going to take a scoop of it to add. Go for a walk. There's the babies. Get out of the way, babies. Good job. So I added some more shavings in here. The nice thing about cleaning it kind of like a litter box is I can bed it a little deeper, because I'm not just scooping out all the shavings. So I'm just going to sprinkle the herbs all around, and they'll mix them in better. What was I going to say? If it started to get gross, because there is little bits of poop that fall through the little grate on the scoop, I would just let it get down to a lower amount of shavings and strip it out with a shovel and then start new. But for now, it's still nice and clean, and I like how it is. Alright, so this is their outdoor pen, which is a base of stone dust, and then under the stone dust is pea gravel, or not under, on top of the stone dust is pea gravel, and then on this section where they get food and water, just from the ramp to where I am, is sand. All I could get was multi-purpose sand, not like play sand, but like that multi-purpose concrete sand. So that's what's here. And I pretty much do the same thing with that scooper to clean that out. And because I can't really get under their house, because it's really hard, I don't remember the dimensions, but like I can't get under there, so I put hay down, and probably at least once a week, depends on how often they're in here, I try to get them out to free range, or I have an outdoor pen for them, so that they're not just stuck in the smaller pen. I'll clean that as needed, and it's easier to clean because I just use a pitchfork and pull all the hay out and put new stuff down, and the pea gravel underneath it is basically always clean because the hay is like a barrier for it. So that's the easiest way I could find to clean that. And where they get food and water, you'll see, I'm going to set up my phone so you can watch me clean. I clean it like a litter box. Alright, so I'm not going to clean the hay out because it's not that dirty, but I will clean the sand part of it because that's pretty dirty. They've been stuck in their pen for like 2 days because it's been rainy, and they love the rain, but I don't want them to destroy the yard. So I've had them locked in so that they can't make their puddles in the yard. Now we just have to clean. So this isn't as easy to clean as the shavings are. You have to kind of break up how the poop kind of packs together. And I just replenish the sand as needed. I don't get too picky. I try to save some of the sand, but I really just want to pick up the poop. Sand is pretty cheap. I just buy it by the bag. I think it's like, I don't know, maybe $4 or $5 for a 50-pound bag of it. So that's not too bad. I try to save the sand where I can, but if I can't, I don't stress. I just put more down. And I put the sand on top so that, because the pea gravel I wouldn't be able to do this with at all. And it's a lot easier if you don't let it pack down into like a pack of poop. If there's just like little bits of poop to pick up, it's easier to like sift it. Plus it's been wet, so that makes the sand not as easy to sift. Actually, doesn't miss anything. So I'm just going to do my best to get this cleaned up. And like I said, I try to have them out free ranging or out in their other outside pen so that they're not stuck in here. I think it's a little too small for them, like long term, just to stay in here all day. And they like to go out and they eat bugs, and it saves on feed, and they're happier. So this is just, I really just keep them in here when I can't have them out. Because they can't just be free ranged all the time. We have too many predators around, both air and land predators. So this is cleaning up pretty nice. Not perfect. It's kind of difficult when it packs down like this, but we will get it better. And the hay part's super easy. Like I said, I'm not going to clean that because it's not really that dirty. And the nice thing is by keeping the food and water down here, it keeps it kind of dirtier down here where I can clean it easier. And it keeps the hay part cleaner because they just go hang out and sleep on that part. They're not getting it wet, all that. That's another thing that keeps the coop so clean is I don't give them food or water in there. I make sure they have food and water right up until they go to bed, and then I put them away as late as I can, and I get them out as early as I can. They seem just fine. Ever since they were babies, they didn't have food and water in there where they sleep. And they seem just fine. There they are. You guys can't see them, but they're making their rounds, checking on things. I really like them. They're really friendly. They don't want to be picked picked up and cuddled, but I don't think ducks really like to be picked up and cuddled overall, unless you really put a lot of time into doing that all the time when they're younger. And honestly, I don't have that much time to pick them up and cuddle them, so I'm fine with them just being friendly. They're super easy to move. I just herd them around with my body. Sometimes I use Flint to help me, because they'll use like a barn or something to keep circling around, and then I can't really get them to move. But if I send Flint around the other side, then I can get them to move. But they're not hard to deal with at all. They're very, very sweet, and they're kind of loud in the morning, or if they think that they need something like food or water, even if they have food or water. Alright, so then I take a pitchfork and I'll just drag it to try to like aerate it and mix it up. Because eventually I'll have to add more sand because it just gets dirty or it just gets taken out from me cleaning. So I just feel like by mixing it up it makes it nicer. I'm gonna let it dry. Like I said, we've had rain, so everything's kind of wet still. So that's a lot nicer than it was. Looks like now it's it's not perfectly clean sand, but it's clean, a lot cleaner than it was, and by aerating it I think it'll dry and be nicer. And I'm just going to leave it like this for now because the babies are out doing their own thing, so they don't need to go back in here. So yeah, that's how I keep things clean. I really like how I've been doing it. I've been doing the same thing with the chickens as well, and it's been working really well. And I just wanted to share what I was doing. Maybe it can help somebody else.